little more what's going on, but not totally. It changes every day, and I really can't keep up on it. But you should, because this means a lot of money to you, almost everybody, particularly if you're lower income. If you make a lot of money, it probably won't affect you. But otherwise, I can make a $50,000 or less kind of range. It could be 60 or 70, depends on a lot of things. But what you get, you take that first $50,000 that you earn, take that off, and whatever you have left in your income, you pay only 5% of that. So if it's under $50,000, then you pay nothing, and things like that. And you do that, you make that payment for like 10 or 20 years. I'm reading two different things about that, so don't trust me. You got to go to the horse's mouth. So after 10 or 20 years, it's forgiven, all of it. So you could be making, lower income, which now they say is $50,000 or less, and pay only if you make $60,000, you have $10,000. You pay 5% of that, which I guess is $500 for the whole year. That's it. So you're paying $50 a month, and then in 10 years it goes away. So if you have a big student loan debt, man, you're going to erase a lot of that thing. Now, the Biden original program for this, giving out grants of 10,000 and 20,000, that got stopped by the courts about a week or so ago. So now Biden went back to the drawing boards, went down to the basement of the White House, and got his chemistry set out and started making something else. Yeah. And this program, they feel, is under a different law. They're doing it, and they feel they're more secure in this passing. So that way you could do it. But even if it doesn't happen, you should look in the program that it's going to adjust. And that's called the income student loan, uh, income student aid loan, right? No, income student loan, right? Income student loan. Okay, so that's what you want to do. And that's on if you go to studentaid.gov, studentaid.gov, and look for that tab on the top of the page there and find that out. You should apply for that anyway. It costs nothing, and you can see how that is going to reduce your payments every month and will also reduce your overall money you owe. And here's an interesting too is for a whole year now, they're not going to turn in the credit reports or anything. They realize their accounting at the Department of Education is so screwed up. You were making payments and nobody was counting. So they have to go back and recount all this because maybe you already done with paying everything. So they have to fix that first. So they're going to do that. And what they're doing is they have a moratorium for a year on anything about the student debt. So that means you're not going to, it's not going to go on your record if you don't pay and all this kind of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of help for you. Now, okay, it's studentaid.gov, okay? And here's the phone number. You could call them and try to talk to somebody because that's the way to do it. Even if you have to wait for 20 minutes on the phone, it is always better to talk to a person because I read these articles, 3 or 4 times each this morning, and I'm still not sure what the hell they mean. So you got to get somebody on the phone and the people who handle the money. That's who you want to talk to. And that's 833 932 3439. I think that's 932. But if you go to studentaid.gov and find contact us, and there's one for people who owe the money, they have a special hotline for people to contact them to get the real message, okay? And don't go, trusting Google and everybody wants to sell you money and get you out of student debt. The only one who's going to get you out of debt is the government because they run the programs. Everybody else is just going to sell you money and postpone something, and you're going to make them money. You don't want to make them money. You're already in debt, so why go in debt more? So you want to know every government program, and also your state. Your state has a lot of programs too to help you, and actually a lot of special programs, like if you want to buy a house. Yeah. They give you like $40,000 in your student debt. If you buy a house, yeah, and stuff like that. So you got to kick around those tires, find out what's out there, find out who's naughty and who's nice, and how to use the system, and don't let it use you. If you're using Google, that means the system is using you, and you have to learn to use the system. And that's by going to the government offices that solve these problems, that have the money. And it's the only way you can get that solved with free money. Everybody else is going to charge you. So stay out of Google, please. Stay out of Google and go to studentaid.gov. Okay, that's where the stuff is. Then you'll see who's naughty and who's nice. And it's nobody in Google. Google wants your money. Okay, and everybody there wants the money uh, because they have to pay Google. So if they have to pay Google, then they have to get money from you. The government doesn't pay anybody, they just give out money. So that's truly the only free source, unless you get a gun maybe or something. Well, have fun and make those calls. That's the best way to get out of any financial trouble you have. You don't get it by just clicking on links from Google. No, you get on the phone to learn the system and do it. Good morning, Charity. Thank you for sharing your heart and your knowledge, and keep shining our love on many. Uh, thank you, Charity. It means so much to me, and I, like I say, I want to go out. If I have 10, 15 more years, I want to do this every day. If I get the opportunity to try to help somebody else's life just a little bit better, yeah, and that's the most I can ask for, and I want to do it forever. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.